now on WRDE Coast TV.
A beautiful day on the way to the coast. I'll have your beach forecast coming up in just a moment.
Delaware government drama nearly a year after losing her re-election bid in the primary. Convicted former state auditor Kathy McGinnis is firing back with a lawsuit against the state's attorney general.
New water demands in Milton. With an increasing population in town, a new water tower could receive approval today.
Helping Milford's homeless, the plans for a village based on the work being done in Georgetown.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
It's Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley.
And thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour. And after a couple of nights of some rain, Paige, much calmer today.
Much calmer today. Beautiful skies this morning.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
Stars popping.
Definitely. Do get a little heads up, though. Be careful if you're driving. Like right now, I saw some fog on the way in. Really heavy fog. That was in the Milton area. But to tell us more, First Alert meteorologist Alex Seymour joins us with a first look at your forecast. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Paige and Matt. Well, yeah, we've got some beautiful conditions on the way to the area today. And that fog that you ran into this morning, Paige, we should start to see that burn off pretty quickly. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue as we head throughout the next couple of hours. Right now, Dry Tech Environmental Camera at the Emper Center in Ocean City. Looking pretty quiet out there in OC this morning. Temp sitting right around 74 degrees. We're in the 70s all across Delmarva, so it is a pretty warm, pretty comfortable start to the day. Winds are pretty light, and they'll remain quite light throughout the remainder of the morning hours. Skies completely clear, and that's how they're going to remain all day. It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. Take a look at this, our beach forecast. Not looking too bad. Up to 81 degrees on Aztec Island with those mainly sunny skies. Pretty similar conditions in both Ocean City and Fenwick Island. Getting up into the low 80s, up to 83 degrees at noon on Fenwick Island. And then in Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, we're also climbing into the mid-80s.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. New today, the Lewis Planning Commission is considering adding tree requirements to be for people who want to build in city limits. The tree subcommittee proposed a minimum amount of tree developers that must include in their site plans. So imagine this. You want to build in Lewis, whether it's a new development or merely tearing down there, you already a few motions you have to go through to get approval from the town. But now you might want to also consider the number of trees you plan to have on your property. Right now, there's no requirement for how many trees you must have on your property, but the tree subcommittee has proposed those new rules. If passed, developers would have to include one tree for every 2,500 feet of land. Existing trees would count towards that requirement. The committee says it's all in an effort to protect the tree canopy. The exact proposal can be found online, and there are a few other requirements that give specifics on where the trees should be planted and which species to avoid. 10 months after being convicted of misconduct, former Delaware State Auditor Kathy McGinnis is alleging misconduct by the people who prosecuted her in the civil lawsuit filed just yesterday. McGinnis says Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings, now former director of the Division of Civil Rights and Public Trust Mark Denny, slandered her. She also says the chief investigator violated her constitutional rights. McGinnis is demanding a jury trial, compensatory damages, and her legal fees to be covered. The Department of Justice rebuked McGinnis' lawsuit, calling it a wasteful attempt to change the consequence of her actions.
Happening today, a possible vote on a proposed new water tower in Milton. Town Council is expected to review this plan during its afternoon meeting. This new tower would hold up to 500,000 gallons of water. It would be an additional tower for the town and would be installed on Federal Street. The new tower is expected to help with the demands on Milton's water system from new developments. The town's one operating water tower is located near Memorial Park.
Building homes for those without them. Tiny homes in the Pallet Village of Georgetown have been a big success. Now Milford is taking the first steps toward building their own small village. The city there is expecting to receive ARPA funds to construct a village, and Mayor Archie Campbell hopes to build enough units to house the almost 50 homeless people currently in Milford. Martha Gary, who started a nonprofit, Milford Advocacy for the Homeless, says the solution helps people with nowhere else to go.
Challenge is land, where we're going to put it all. But, I believe that everything's going to work out just fine. So now that the funding's come through and the code is changing, I see a real potential for it to make a change within our community.
The city is still working on finalizing funding, but they do say they believe they will come through it. Once it does, the next step is finalizing a location to build these tiny homes. Members of the Federal Emergency Management Agency toured Lahaina after deadly wildfires ripped through that area. Take a look at that damage. The massive blaze destroyed much of the historic town there. Thousands were forced to evacuate, and more than 2,700 structures have been destroyed. So far, 101 people have died from that devastating fire. More are expected as those searches are continuing. The blaze is being called the largest natural disaster in the history of Hawaii. As a U.S. state, Hawaii's governor says the damage is estimated to cost about $6 billion.
President Joe Biden will mark the anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act with a speech Wednesday afternoon. It was last week he admitted that the legislation has less to do with lowering inflation and more to do with paying for green energy projects.
Now, some members of the Republican Party are focusing on a different financial matter. John Lawrence shows us the perspective from both sides of the aisle on issues that could cause a shutdown.
Earlier this year, the threat of a government shutdown loomed over the U.S. for months because of a lack of common ground around the debt ceiling between Republicans and Democrats. And now in mid-August, second verse, same as the first.
If the House Republicans and the Freedom Caucus insists on doing this partisan, so it is extreme and gets no Democratic votes, they're heading us towards a shutdown.
During a conference-wide call Monday night, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told his fellow Republicans a continuing resolution, or CR for short, would be needed to keep the government up and running. Virginia GOP Rep. Morgan Griffith told reporters he doesn't support the idea of a stopgap bill lasting more than a few weeks.
Higher gas prices, higher inflation across the board, everything costs more. People are angry out there on the street, and they're very frustrated with what's happening here in Washington.
As for the overall economy, President Joe Biden is touting his namesake policy.
We've added more jobs in 2 years than any president has in American history in a 4-year term.
But some Republicans, including ones who are running for the White House in 2024, say the country needs to cut costs.
When you look at inflation, it's caused by excessive federal spending. The last big spending bill that Biden passed was $1.2 trillion.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy hasn't said how long he thinks the potential continuing resolution is needed to prevent a shutdown. Senate Majority Leader Schumer says he believes a funding extension should go through early December.
Matt, we still have more news to get to this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, Paige, coming up, Georgetown water contamination. While the town and the EPA have deemed the water safe to drink, there are new challenges lying ahead, according to the agency.
And the severe weather may not be over just yet, as we are now in peak hurricane season. What could come, as previous weather this year has already defied expectations.
And air rights for that lost shaker of salt. The battle over permits to bring Margaritaville to Ocean City. All that and more when Coast TV News Today continues.
Nominated in the top 5 best farm markets in Delaware, Elmer's Market offers local produce, meats, seafood, and delicious baked goods, plus gluten-free items. We're more than just a produce stand. Take a stroll outside to our garden center. We carry an assortment of plants, shrubs, trees, and now check out our new potting bar. Just pick your pot, plant, and take it home. Don't miss our food truck Sundays every Sunday. Elmer's Market, produce, grocery, and garden, bringing you fresh, local quality at its best.
Today at 4 on Coastline, dive into school transitions. Is it harder for parents or kids? Plus, feel the vibe at Hippie Fest. Music, art, and 60 spirits await. And marvel at Rehoboth Reflections photo competition. Coast Life today at 4 on Coast TV.
The latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the WRDE News app on your Apple or Android devices. Just search WRDE Coast TV. The WRDE Coast TV News app. Coverage you can count on.
This show is here. Everybody put your hands together. I gotta talk to you now.
I left work to come.
You left work? They gonna see you. He's with me today. We're lighting up daytime, baby.
And you're gonna bless people every single day.
We're giving back, lifting each other up.
Something hits you in your heart.
We're doing it all. Yeah! Mama Hood, coming to the rescue.
Weekdays at 2 on WRDE. Experience delicious excitement at Hopkins Farm Creamery with award-winning farm fresh ice cream and a great atmosphere that's fun for the whole family. Play some games while you enjoy your ice cream treat with some great company. Then grab some quarts and pints and bring the magical flavor of Hopkins Farm Creamery home. And if you need something for a special occasion, we also have ice cream, cakes, and pies. Hopkins Farm Creamery, the sweet destination for the whole family.
It's a pretty pleasant start to the morning here along the coast. Temps out the door, 74 in Rehoboth Beach, 75 in Bethany Beach, and 72 degrees in Lewis. Skies are clear. All those clouds, all that rain from last night are out of here, and that's going to remain the case for the next, really, all day long, really, for the extended stretch of time. So our morning dog walking forecast, partly to mostly sunny skies, temps climbing to 80 by 11.
Well, there was some movement in Ocean City yesterday. This is developing news out of the town for a Margaritaville plan for Ocean City. On Tuesday, the council there discussed air rights for the new resort. This after a request was made for air rights above a portion of the alley known as Washington Lane between 13th and 14th Street where the hotel will go. Developers say the resort will have 250 rooms, a large pool, a conference center, and various restaurants. Road work in Seaford set to begin later this morning. DelDOT will convert the intersection of Woodland Ferry Road and Bethel Road from a two-way stop to a four-way stop later this morning. The work will start at 9 a.m. and is expected to be completed by 3 p.m. DelDOT says crews will be on site to direct drivers at the intersection.
The federal government's watchdog to protect consumers is proposing new rules to protect Americans' personal information online. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau wants to set new guidelines for companies that track and sell consumer information. The goal of the new rules is to safeguard millions of Americans from data breaches, criminals, even artificial intelligence chatbots. That proposal would extend existing regulations, and it could bar companies from selling certain types of consumer information, such as your income and your payment history, with a few exceptions. The new rules have not been finalized just yet. More Americans are turning their backs on cable TV. For the first time ever, combined broadcast and cable made up less than 50% of all TV viewing. That's all according to the July Nielsen ratings. So breaking it down, broadcast viewership made up just 20%, with cable making just under a third of the audience. Meanwhile, streaming services grew to a record high, nearly 39% of all TV watching. YouTube is the most popular option, following Netflix and Hulu.
Had an above normal hurricane season, factors that have some experts concerned.
Well, a fantastic stretch of weather is on the way to the coast. I'll have your beach forecast and let you know when some summertime sizzle could return, coming up just after the break.
10, 8, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Enjoy 10 songs in a row, brought to you by Pohanka of Salisbury.
Get ready to experience the ultimate sand, sea, and RV lifestyle event at the OCRV Show October 12th to the 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center. Explore a vast collection of new RVs and custom van life builds tailored for those seeking the thrill of life on the road. Enjoy exciting activities like kayaking, supboarding, fishing, and yoga, along with educational speakers, BMX demos, and bay cruises. The OCRV Show is the ultimate event for those who want to learn how to live it up when on the open road. Get tickets at OCRVshow.com and embark on a journey of a lifetime.
Experience the thrill of the race with Post Time with Heather Vitale, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. From the energetic sprints at Ocean Downs to the hard racing action at Bally's Dover, all the way to the vibrant atmosphere of Harrington Raceway, we bring you the true pulse of harness racing. Sunday mornings at 8 and 11:30 on DSN, DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com, or on the DSN app. Post Time on Delmarva Sports Network.
Middays with me, April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through your workday.
She can play your favorite song.
She can help you find your furry friend.
The easiest way to get through your workday is with April.
She really makes you feel special.
Hey friends, hang out with me weekdays here on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 each day from 10 to 3.
Nice day for a white wedding.
it's a nice day to start again. Ow!
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
Morning. You are taking a live look right now at Ocean City on our Hershey Exteriors cam. Some people up and driving to work, maybe driving home from work on this pretty cool, calm, collected morning. And not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Actually, it's a little sticky. I was anticipating after we had all that rain that we would have less humidity, but at least, Alex, not to start out for the morning.
Yes, certainly not to start out. It's still pretty humid out the door this morning, but the good news is over the next couple of hours, we should start to see a noticeable decrease in that humidity. It's not going to be as tropical feeling as it was yesterday when we dealt with all that high humidity before those thunderstorms arrived. Right now, as we take a live look out on our Boardwalk Plaza Hotel camera in Rehoboth Beach, pretty quiet morning there in Rehoboth. Temps sitting right around 74 degrees, so it is a pretty warm, pretty comfortable start to the day temperature-wise. It's the humidity that's making it feel not so nice out there. 75 in Bethany Beach, 74 in Rehoboth Beach. It's 70 degrees in Georgetown and 73 degrees in Selbyville currently. Dew points, they're in the low to mid-70s, so it's still pretty elevated. They will fall down, though, into the 60s this afternoon, and it's going to be a noticeable decrease in that humidity. Satellite radar picture, not showing a whole lot. We're looking at those mainly clear skies, and that's going to continue all day long, really for the next several days as this cold front continues to move out into the ocean. We should start to quiet down, and clearer skies, they're going to start to take over. So our beach forecast for the next few days, not looking too bad. Ocean City, South Bethany, we're climbing up into the 70s in Ocean City Wednesday and Thursday, up into the mid-80s on Friday. In Bethany Beach, a little bit warmer than that, up to 85 on South Bethany Wednesday, 83 Thursday, 88 degrees on Friday, partly to mostly sunny skies each day. It's going to be gorgeous. Great weather to head to the beach. And then in Lewis, in Rehoboth Beach, we'll take a look at that. Well, really, I should say Cape Henlopen and Dewey Beach. This is a different graphic. The other beach forecast has Lewis and Rehoboth Beach. Cape Henlopen are up to 86 degrees on Wednesday, 85 on Thursday, 86 degrees on Friday. So the beach is going to be the place to be for the remainder of this week. And we can see that on our futurecast as we head towards the lunchtime hour. We're staying with those mainly sunny skies. Take a look at these temps. 70s and 80s at the beaches, low to mid 80s inland. So not too bad temperature-wise out there, especially for the middle of August. We climb up into the mid to upper 80s inland, stay in the 70s and 80s at the immediate coastline. Pretty similar conditions tomorrow morning. We're going to start out in the upper 60s to low 70s, so not a bad start to the day. And then during the afternoon hours, partly cloudy skies. Our in-house futurecast does indicate the chance of a few spotty showers tomorrow afternoon. I don't think we see those, so we're likely going to stay mainly dry tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to continue as we head into Friday. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast shows dry conditions through Friday with those temps in the mid to upper 80s. A little bit of a cool down on Saturday before we're back up into the 90s Sunday and Monday.
All right, thanks, Alex. We're now entering the peak of hurricane season, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, they have upped its predictions, saying it should be an above normal season. Abnormally warm ocean temperatures are to blame, as they're expected to offset the ongoing El Nino and act as fuel for hurricane activity instead. Emergency officials remind us that being prepared is important no matter what the predictions may say.
It doesn't matter what the predictions are. It only takes one storm. And that's really the message. It only takes one. So don't be fooled by the forecast that it might be active, may not be. It only takes one storm.
And Thomas also says that valuable resources such as evacuation routes and guides on building emergency kits are available online, which you can find on our website, WRDE.com. And Paige, this does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We've been asking if you think a hurricane will hit the coast this year.
Let's take a look at those updated results from overnight. All right, so far 57% of you saying yes, you think a hurricane will hit the coast this year. 43% of you saying no. You know, I checked in on this post last night. It was 50-50 when I went to bed.
Okay.
So some people have been voting overnight, changing their opinions. If you haven't voted yet, you still can. Head to WRDE.com or, of course, our mobile app And especially in case of a hurricane, just a reminder, you can always hear Coast TV news and weather updates throughout the day on our family of radio stations, Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 on 93.5 The Beach and on Big 107.7.
Well, after the break, Georgetown water contamination. Locals finally getting an answer to the question of how their water supply became contaminated in the first place. We'll be right back on Coast TV News today.
Your dirty vents may be telling you something. Pounds of dirt, dust, and contaminants are trapped in your air ducts. That's why you need a professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. We've been cleaning air ducts the right way for over 25 years. Our NADCA certified technicians and powerful equipment clean your entire system, extracting the dirt into our trucks, removing it from your home completely. For better indoor air quality and improved HVAC efficiency,
call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
Enjoy some family time with America's pastime at the Delmarva Shorebirds. When you're here, everything inside is fair ball. Your favorite treats, craft beers, fireworks every Saturday, and the best giveaways ever. Tickets start at just $12 to watch the O's Stars of Tomorrow on Delmarva today. Save time. Buy tickets online at theshorebirds.com.
The new upscale OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro is the place to go for fresh, hand-selected ingredients used to create the most delicious Asian delicacies. Come dine in, have a drink, and let our skilled chefs prepare your authentic Thai, Chinese, and Japanese dishes. At OC Chopsticks, we take what was good and make it better. Sushi rolls, noodle soups, General Tso's chicken, you see where we're going. Anything made fresh is better. Serving lunch and dinner daily, located at the Ocean City Outlets. OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro. We stay fresh.
Telemundo presents the most ambitious reality show in Hispanic television history. Los 50, The Lion is King. Este es mi reto. As 50 celebrities compete for $350,000. Drama, rivalries, alliances.
Si tú me buscas, me vas a encontrar. Tranquila, que si no ahorita te tranquilizo, mami.
Are all just part of the fun. Who will be the last one standing? Los 50, Monday through Friday, only on Telemundo.
It's baseball season, and the Delmarva Shorebirds is your home for fun. Join 93.5 The Beach for Thirsty Thursdays every week. Plus, don't miss special 102.5 WBOC Maryland Pride Thursdays presented by Spicer Brothers. And don't miss Big Beer Fridays with Big Classic Rock 107.7. It's a summer of fun. Let's play ball.
Former laundromats are getting the blame for harmful compounds in soil and water. At a meeting last night, neighbors in Georgetown say they were surprised it took so long for something to be done, but they are glad the issue is finally addressed. Coast TV News reporter Charles Reiner shows us that even though the EPA and Georgetown says the water is safe to drink, EPA also says some other issues may be in the air.
Digging in to a long and tedious cleanup process. The Environmental Protection Agency held a meeting tonight to update the public on the cleanup of contaminated soil that's been there since the 80s. Tamara Stort Mizell, who owns one of the sites, has questions.
Why did it take so long for it to come about? Because I know it's been years ago that the dry cleaners was there and active.
The EPA has identified numerous spots with contaminated soil in the northern part of town, and says the dangerous chemicals came from solvents leaking from 2 former dry cleaners. Officials in Georgetown claim the town's water hasn't been affected by this contamination.
The air stripper technology takes out the volatile organic chemicals, and that's what it's taking out today. So the water that's coming out of the plant and distribution throughout the town is safe to drink, safe to use.
However, those volatile organic compounds in the soil can still turn into dangerous vapor, and prolonged exposure to it can cause serious health issues like nervous system damage and cancer. The EPA says it may have to inspect homes for harmful compounds as soon as this fall. They say the goal is to make sure everyone is safe as the investigation continues.
We will be studying the soil and groundwater conditions throughout different parts of the site, and that will later inform our vapor intrusion assessments and our design for a future remedy.
Finding solutions to fix a long-standing problem.
And the EPA saying it's possible contamination from both sites could actually overlap, make one big vapor plume. They have no confirmation on that danger just yet.
Well, as we bring back First Alert meteorologist Alex Seymour. Paige, you mentioned earlier you dealt with some fog driving in today.
I did, kind of like a wall, Alex. This was in the Milton area, but hopefully shouldn't be around too much longer. If you're leaving your house soon, though, you might want to be aware.
Yeah, if you're leaving within the next 30 minutes to an hour, you should be aware there is a little bit of fog out there, but it's going to burn off pretty quickly this morning. About 30 minutes ago, we weren't seeing much in the way of fog in Georgetown. Then it dropped down to 1.25. It's now back up to 3 miles. So we're going to see some hit and miss patches of fog this morning. But the good news is that burns off pretty quickly. By about 7 to 8 a.m., we should be good to go. And then our pickleball forecast for the day looks fantastic. We're going to see mostly sunny skies this afternoon with temps climbing into the low to mid 80s.
Sounds great, Alex. Thank you so much. More to come. Coast TV News today. Milton water updates. We have details of a proposed plan to add infrastructure to Milton.
Also, former Delaware State Auditor Kathy McGinnis filing a new lawsuit against prosecutors. Why she says her constitutional rights were violated.
And nature in our coastal communities, the new proposal that could set a minimum requirement for trees in Lewis. Coast TV News today will be right back after the break.
See the beauty of Delmarva from a bird's eye view, soaring over the shore on WRDE Coast TV News. Brought to you by Morse Roofing and Siding. Draper Media, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to provide broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should email humanresources@wboc.com. Delmarva Home Show. Explore the hidden house gems here on the peninsula. Exciting tours of stunning homes, charming cottages, and luxurious beachfront properties. Designer ideas and insider tips to help inspire your home decor. Discover the best of Delmarva's architecture and interior design. A showcase of the most unique and beautiful homes on Delmarva. Start your tour Sunday mornings at 11:30 on WBOC.
Join us at Relay for Life of Sussex County to take up the fight against cancer, presented by BB Healthcare. On September 9th, come out to Sand Hill Fields for our Pirates of the Caribbean event, featuring music, inflatables, food trucks, car bike show, auction, and much more. Come out Saturday, September 9th at 4 p.m. to Sand Hill Fields. For more info, go to relayforlife.org/SussexCODE.
Never miss a game for your favorite local team. Take the DSN app with you wherever you go. Whether you're out to eat, camping with friends, or at home relaxing with your family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group. From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
It's August 16th, 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Paige Marley.
5:28 a.m. as we make our way on this Wednesday morning, middle of the week. We're in the middle of August.
It's the August thing is crazy to me.
Because you've been talking about your spice pumpkin,
close,
whatever thing you got going on there.
My spice pumpkin whatever. Yes, my pumpkin spice lattes. Yeah, fall's on the way. We're excited. Fall weather, not just yet, though. So First Alert meteorologist Alex Seymour joins us. He's helping you prepare as you make your way out the door. Hey there, Alex.
Good morning, Paige. Yeah, fall weather certainly not here just yet, but I'm with you. Pumpkin spice lattes, those already came out, I think, at Dunkin' Donuts. I think they come out in Starbucks like next week, so I'm pretty excited. All right, so visibility this morning down to about 3 miles in Georgetown. We are seeing some locally denser areas of that fog right along the immediate coastline, eastern Sussex County, where we saw some of that heavier rain last night. The good news is that fog should burn off pretty quickly over the next hour or so. Right now, though, it does look pretty foggy out there on our Gateway Subaru camera at the Commander Hotel, but it's in and out, or the fog's going to be burning off pretty soon. 75 degrees in Ocean City at this hour. Temps all across the region in the 70s. It's 74 in Rehoboth Beach, 75 in Bethany Beach, 72 in Lewis. We're sitting at 72 degrees in Georgetown this morning. Winds pretty calm. Skies are clear. We don't have to worry about anything in the way of that cloud cover. And then our fishing forecast for the day shows mainly sunny skies taking over and temps climbing into the mid to upper 80s inland this afternoon.
Sounds great, Alex. Thank you. For the first time ever, the city of Lewis could have a minimum tree requirement for new developers. Tonight, the Lewis Planning Commission will consider a proposal from the Lewis Tree Subcommittee to require developers to include more trees in their site plans. Imagine you want to build in the city of Lewis, so whether it's a new development or merely tearing something down, there's already a few motions you have to go through to get approval from the town. But now you might also have to consider the number of trees you plan to have on your property. Right now, there's no requirement for how many trees you must have on your property, but the Tree Subcommittee has proposed some new rules. If passed, developers would have to include one tree for every 2,500 feet of land. Existing trees would count towards the requirement. The committee says it's all in an effort to protect the tree canopy in Lewis.
The tree subcommittee has been focused on how to protect, grow, and enhance the tree canopy for the city of Lewis. So that's part of the reason they're looking to have a tree requirement, is they want to make sure that the tree canopy remains and grows.
And the exact proposal can be found online. There are a few other requirements that give specifics on where the trees should be planted and which species to avoid.
Well, we have a developing situation in a story that we've been covering for you for over a year. Former Delaware State Auditor Kathy McGinnis is alleging misconduct by the people who prosecuted her. This is happening 10 months after being convicted of misconduct.
Yeah, Kathy McGinnis was found guilty of 3 misdemeanor charges of misconduct in July of 2022. Coast TV's Mallory Metzner shows us the claims by McGinnis stating the case against her was built on false statements and half-truths, so much so she believes her constitutional rights were violated.
In July 2022, Kathy McGinnis was found guilty of misdemeanors, conflict of interest, official misconduct, and structuring a contract to avoid a procurement rule. McGinnis has long maintained her innocence and now fighting back in the courtroom. In this civil lawsuit filed Tuesday, McGinnis says Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings and now former Director of the Division of Civil Rights and Public Trust, Mark Denny, slandered her, claiming the two lied about McGinnis's political payments to a consulting group. The Department of Justice defended its actions, telling Coast TV News, quote, "We've heard this tirade before. It was rejected and she was convicted by a jury of her peers." But McGinnis's attorney says Chief Investigator Frank Robinson knowingly provided false information in a sworn affidavit, violating her constitutional rights. McGinnis's attorney questioning the legality of one search warrant. The lawsuit calls his conduct, quote, "riddled with half-truths and false statements." The DOJ calls this lawsuit, quote, "another sad, desperate, and wasteful attempt by the ex-auditor to change the consequences of her actions." McGinnis is demanding a jury trial, compensatory damages, and for her legal fees to be covered.
And McGinnis's attorney tells Coast TV News, quote, "The public is owed by prosecutors to bring prosecution in good faith," end quote. That's not what happened here. That was another part of the quote. McGinnis appealed her criminal sentencing in November of 2022. According to this complaint, her appeal is still pending. An oral argument that is scheduled for September 20th.
Members of the Federal Emergency Management Agency touring Lahaina after deadly wildfires ripped through that area, and you can see that damage right there. That massive blaze destroyed so much of that historic town. Thousands were forced to evacuate, and more than 2,700 structures have been destroyed. So far, over 100 people have died from the devastating fire. More are expected as those searches continue. The blaze is being called the largest natural disaster in the history of Hawaii as a U.S. state. Hawaii's governor says that damage is estimated to cost close to $6 billion.
Well, happening today, a possible vote on a proposed new water tower in Milton. Town Council is expected to review this plan during its meeting this afternoon. This new tower, it would hold up to 500,000 gallons of water. It would be an additional water tower for the town and would be installed on Federal Street. The new tower is expected to help with the demands of Milton's water system from new developments. Town's one operating water tower is located near Memorial Park. Well, we still got a lot more to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead this morning, we have an update in the case of the rescued dogs from that home in Lewis. The Office of Animal Welfare making moves to connect with the former owner of those dogs. They say they believe he's been hiding from them. Also, we see how a team is gearing up to compete at the top of the state, how Indian River is taking this year by storm.
And a former FBI agent pleading guilty to conspiracy. How long the 22-year veteran of the FBI could spend behind bars. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Fleischer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva.
We salute William Greenlee. Starting as a volunteer firefighter, William's passion for helping others led him to join the Middletown Firefighters and EMT team. He then advanced his skills, becoming a paramedic in Newcastle, Delaware. His journey didn't stop there, as he took on the challenging role of a medic with Christiana LifeNet. Now he's back in Newcastle County, continuing his mission.
If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
This season, add more curb appeal at Johnson Seed and Feed. Browse through our nursery area where we have a great selection of plants, shrubs, tropicals, and flowers that will bring your yard to life. Whether you have a flourishing green thumb or just a beginner, roll up your sleeves and visit our new Done Planting Bar. Choose your decorative pot to add vibrant flowers or lush green plants to make your custom arrangement. Let your masterpiece bloom by creating a botanical paradise for your yard at Johnson Seed and Feed.
Coming up this week on the Delmarva Home Show. We're touring a beautiful home in Millsboro, Delaware with over 68 acres. Shays Landing is the perfect hunting, fishing, and recreational retreat. We're also checking out a newly renovated home in Wachapreague, Virginia. The kitchen has all new appliances, white quartz countertops, and a beautiful front porch. You can watch the Delmarva Home Show on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. on WBOC.
Summer won't last forever, but with a great selection of vehicles during Toyota's national sales event, there is still time to capture new memories. With friends and family. Before it all flies by.
Get 3.99% APR on a Tacoma, or go a point lower on a 4x2. Or pick a 2023 Tundra or 4Runner, 2 of the top 10 cars with best resale value.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Good morning, Delmarva. Well, it's a warm and humid start to the day here along the coast. We're seeing temps sitting right around 75 in Bethany Beach, 74 in Rehoboth Beach, and 72 degrees in Georgetown. Dew points still in the low to mid 70s. The good news is that humidity will drop. Those dew points will fall into the 60s later on, but for the next couple of hours, it's going to be pretty humid. So our running forecast, it's going to be pretty humid when you're running outside, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Temps, they're going to be climbing slowly through the 70s, eventually reaching near 80 degrees by about 10 a.m. this morning.
Well, the former head of intelligence for the FBI's New York field office pled guilty to conspiracy yesterday. The charge is in connection to an illegal scheme involving a sanctioned Russian oligarch in 2021. Charles McGonigal has struck a deal with prosecutors from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. 55-year-old McGonigal is a 22-year veteran of the FBI who retired in 2018. He said he is deeply remorseful for his actions. McGonigal now faces a maximum 5-year term in prison. He's scheduled to be sentenced December 14th.
Sussex County's Business Service Office has begun issuing bills for the 2024 fiscal year, totaling an estimated $196.5 million in tax revenue. County officials say bills can be viewed online, but paper copies will be mailed throughout August. They say the county will mail more than 134,000 paper copies, while more than 60,000 bills will be sent electronically to mortgage lenders for the 2024 tax year. And they say payment is due by September 30th.
The Lewis Canal Front Park's wooden playground, it's a hazard for children. That is what city officials are at least saying. This week, the mayor and city council approved the preliminary application for a grant to redo the playground. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us what parents think is needed most.
As you walk up to this old wooden playground, you will see pieces of the playground visibly worn. The Lewis Park and Recreation Committee says this Canal Front Park playground is a hazard to children. On Tuesday night, the committee presented the mayor and city council with a preliminary application for a grant to redo the playground. People have complained the playground is not accessible for all children. Kimberly Khaleesi often takes her children to the playground. She hopes the new park is accommodating to more age groups.
I think it would be great to have elements that are for all ages. This particular playground is suited a little bit more towards the younger children. It'd be great to have elements that are for older kids as well.
Parents are worried the slides are too hot in the summer when it's sunny. The playground needs some shade. Brendan Callahan lives in Lewis. He told us,
on a hot day like today, the first thing that comes to mind is a splash pad. It could be a great public resource, especially on days where you don't really feel like going out to the beach but still want to spend some time outside. Get to play, it'd be cool.
The Canal Park in Lewis is a popular spot for locals and visitors to take their children to play. Modernizing this wooden park will be beneficial to all who come to play here. In Lewis, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
And Lewis Parks and Recreation says it will cost almost $400,000 to build a new park.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? We head to Dagsboro to Indian River High School. The Indians are coming off back-to-back playoff bursts and are returning 9 all-district players. DSN's Luke Neely goes inside the huddle to see how Indian River is taking 2023 by storm.
It's not often that a high school football team is only suiting up 17 upperclassmen. For Indian River, youth is the reality for ninth-year head coach Philip Townsend.
So we're young in a lot of key positions like our receiver and running back. They got a lot of playing time last year, but this year I have 9 seniors, 10 seniors, 7 juniors. It's kind of that COVID where these guys were freshmen, the COVID stuff, and then I have like 25 freshmen and 25 sophomores.
But of the returners for the Indians, 9 were all-district players in 2022. And Townsend is ready to watch those guys carry the load.
Because they're picking up where they left off last year. We're running the same offense, same defense. They're a little bit ahead of the younger guys, so it's good. They can lead by example.
One of those returners is second-team all-district center Austin Grice. Grice is a mainstay on a young offensive line, and he looks forward to leading the guys.
I want to develop our guys that are coming up. I mean, you got a lot of upperclassmen that play other positions that have stepped up this year, so trying to develop them to become the best players they can be and work together as a unit.
That's all for sports. Have a great day, everybody.
First it was Vietnam, then Kuwait. Now another country is saying no to the biggest movie of the summer. David Daniel has that and some more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Hi, Barbie!
Hi, Ken!
Algeria is the latest country to ban Barbie. The nation's culture ministry reportedly declared it was damaging morals and ordered the film pulled from theaters. An Algerian news site said cinemas showing Barbie had been packed for weeks.
So how long do we have to do this for?
Well, we need to build up a very strong connection.
The first teaser trailer is out for Maestro, starring Carey Mulligan and Bradley Cooper, about legendary conductor and composer Leonard Bernstein and his wife, actress and activist Felicia Montealegre Bernstein. Cooper also directed and co-wrote the film, which opens in select theaters November 22nd and streams on Netflix December 20th.
I always suspected my parents harbored some kind of long-held secret.
I think they wanted us to be like a normal family. Didn't want us to ask a lot of questions.
Family history can be hard to uncover, especially when some people want to keep it hidden. Filmmaker John Bames started with an at-home DNA test and wound up with Filling in the Blanks, a documentary using 70 years of photos and home movies that explores what it means to be family. Filling in the Blanks is now available on VOD. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Still to come, the Office of Animal Welfare attempting to meet with the former owner of these dogs, what they say about when a possible arraignment could come.
Well, the beach will be the place to be over the coming days as an absolutely gorgeous stretch of weather takes over. I'll have your beach forecast coming up just after the break.
When you're at the beach, the priority is having fun with your family. And when you got a full house, let us handle the food and bring Bethany Blues to you. From our award-winning barbecue to specialty dishes and family-style options, we have something special for your group. Let Bethany Blues bring the good times home to you.
Honor the life and legacy of Corporal Keith Hecook at Hecook Fest 2023, Sunday, August 27th from 2:30 to 9. Join us at the Kylan Barn Amphitheater at Heron Ponds in Delmar. Enjoy food, drinks, plus live music from chart-topping country duo Low Cash and Delmarva's own Jimmy Charles. Tickets start at just $35, with all proceeds going to support Operation We Care, Tunnel to Towers, and Behind the Line. Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
Did you know enjoying social activities can slow down age-related issues? The key benefits are stimulation of the mind, improvement in motor skills, building interpersonal relationships, increasing confidence and independence. Home Well Care Services LEAP program provides interactive activities that clients can enjoy twice a month at our Georgetown and Smyrna locations. Incorporating LEAP in your loved one's routine can create a sense of fulfillment and motivation. To learn more information about Home Well Care Services, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Welcome to the Ride Home on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. First rule of the ride home, we definitely talk about the ride home. In fact, tell all your friends. Second rule of the ride home, we have fun. Top 10 Tuesday, Would You Rather Wednesday, and every day, you pick the songs on the high five. And the third rule of the ride home, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You've got enough to stress about. So let me handle the ride home, weekdays from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
It is 5:46 this morning, and if you're not looking at your TV, just glance over real quick, because that's a live look at Laurel on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. A gorgeous sunrise, starting our morning off. Few clouds in the sky. Matt, what's better than that?
A good variety of colors. A great looking shot there out of Laurel. And the thing I like about today is that it's a day that we don't have to worry too much about rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we certainly don't have to worry at all about any rain today, and we're going to just continue to soak up some sunshine over the next few days, and likely probably for the extended stretch here along the coast. Right now, Boardwalk Plaza Hotel camera in Rehoboth Beach. Pretty quiet out there this morning. Already seeing a couple people walking along the boardwalk enjoying these comfortable conditions. Temps sitting right around 74 degrees in Rehoboth this morning. Temps all across the region are in the 70s. We're sitting at 74 in Ocean Pines, and 75 in Bethany Beach, 74 degrees in Rehoboth Beach, and 72 degrees in Lewis. The dew points still a little bit elevated. We're still seeing those dew points in the low to mid 70s, so it's still feeling a little bit muggy out there, but it's not feeling tropical like it did yesterday, and those dew points are going to continue to fall as we head throughout the next couple of hours, so you should notice a difference in those humidity levels later on today. Satellite radar picture, well, the clouds are gone, the rain is gone. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to be concerned with that, as this front, well, it's going to continue to sink off to the south and east, so the clear skies out off to our north and west, they're going to take over, and they're going to be sticking around for the next several days. Our beach forecast for the next few days: Aztec Island, 79 Wednesday, 79 on Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies up to 82 degrees by Friday. Pretty similar scene in Ocean City and Fenwick Island. Take a look at this. Fenwick Island up to 85 on Wednesday, 83 Thursday, 88 degrees on Friday, so it does start to get a little bit warmer even at the beaches as we head later in the week, but that Friday temperature likely comes with some west winds, so just be aware of that, especially if you're heading to any of our state park beaches where there tends to be a little bit of a fly problem when we get those westerly winds, so just be aware of that later on in the week. Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, we're climbing up into the low to mid 80s with gorgeous conditions each and every day. Our futurecast, well, here we go through the lunchtime hour, staying with us mainly clear skies. Temps 70s and 80s at the immediate coastline. You head a little bit inland. We're in the low to mid 80s. We're going to climb up into the mid to upper 80s inland this afternoon. Beaches stay in the 70s and 80s all day long with that sunshine. Tomorrow we could see some extra clouds at times, but overall it's going to be a pretty decent day. Spotty shower is being indicated on our in-house futurecast. I think it's overdoing. I don't think we see those showers, so we're likely going to stay dry tomorrow and really for the extended stretch. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast shows sunshine through next Tuesday with highs in the 80s and 90s. No rain in the forecast, but it will return to the forecast, and when it does, you're going to need an umbrella. Coast TV umbrella giveaway winner this morning, Tony Wells from Georgetown, Delaware.
All right, thanks, Alex. The Office of Animal Welfare says the owner of 35 dogs found without running water or electricity in a home in Lewis will be arraigned. There's one problem. They haven't found them yet. According to the Office of Animal Welfare and Delaware Animal Services, they scheduled a meeting with the owner, but he never showed up. The agency even said they believe he's been, quote, hiding from them. Officials say a warrant will be released once he is arraigned.
After the break, a parent's nightmare watching a child suffer. But could the cause be something more than physical? Stay with us.
Well, perfect beach weather is on the way to the coast. I'll have another check on your first look weather forecast coming up after the break.
Get in gear with Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
It's Free Truck Fridays, your ticket to a new 2023 Ford Ranger thanks to Pohanka Ford of Salisbury. Stay tuned to Big D and Bubba all week as they reveal the Free Truck Friday song.
Then listen to April and me to play the song. Be caller 10 and you might be parking a new 2023 Ford Ranger in your driveway.
Drive over to coastcountry.com for all the details.
Coast Country's Free Truck Fridays with Pohanka Ford of Salisbury,
where your drive to work
could upgrade your ride home.
Are you game?
Well, let's go. Come on.
To take a spin.
I am ready.
Tell me what you got. To take a chance.
There could be $10,000 there.
To make a guess.
Hilarious punchline. You got it.
Whoa. To take a trip. To Maui. To win it all.
Parting waves. That's it.
Then take a spin on the Wheel of Fortune.
Weeknights at 7 on WRDE.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
The show is here. Everybody put your hands together. I gotta talk to you now.
I left work to come.
You left work? They gonna see you. He's with me today. We're lighting up daytime, baby.
And you're gonna bless people every single day.
We're giving back, lifting each other up.
Something hits you in your heart.
We're doing it all. Yeah! Mama coming to the rescue.
Weekdays at 2 on WRDE.
Delmarva's rock station for 35 years. 93.5, The Beach.
Chronic pain. Millions of Americans live with it every day, mostly older adults. Right? Well, not necessarily. Studies suggest more than 30% of children grow up experiencing chronic pain.
Yeah, Marty Salt shows us now what can be one of the biggest causes of that.
Seeing my friends go out and me trying to keep up with them was very hard.
Emily Wegman grew up in so much pain. The simplest movements hurt.
I couldn't even get myself dressed. I couldn't do my hair.
Emily has juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. It's one of the most common causes of chronic pain in kids, followed by fibromyalgia, headaches, and those dreaded growing pains. But sometimes pain in children is not just physical.
We've been seeing more children with chronic pain. I think the pandemic was a huge stressor that's probably contributed to that in some ways.
Up to a third of all high school students said they were mentally and physically impacted by the pandemic.
A lot of the ways that kids express the anxiety or the stress or even the depressive symptoms they're feeling is in their muscles and joints.
Pediatric rheumatologist Amy Hirsch says it's not uncommon for patients who have mental health conditions to have chronic pain.
I think sometimes that chronic pain piece is sometimes maybe downplayed, and that there's more of a focus on the mental health piece.
And research shows that a parent's reaction to their child's pain is important. In fact, children whose parents became depressed over their child's condition reported suffering more intense pain, more disability, and a poorer quality of life. But by improving a child's mental and physical health, and also working on their sleep, you can help to ease your child's pain. I'm Marty Salt reporting.
And a study out of Seattle Children's Research Institute showed that children who had less sleep leading up to surgery experienced more intense pain 2 weeks after their procedures.
It is 5:54 now. It's time to check in with our Coastal Pet of the Day, brought to you by Maggie's Pet Boutique.
Oh my goodness, look at this guy.
Aww.
Today's pet is special just because of his name. This is Leo Lopoulos. It's also called Leo or Lop Lop. Cat is 7-year-old rescue who follows his mom everywhere. I have a cat like that. His mom says Leo is her most trusted and sweetest confidant. I can believe that.
You can, yeah, you have a lot of cats. You tell them your secrets?
No, but our one cat follows my wife around everywhere.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us those adorable photos and telling us what makes your pet so special.
All right, you can email us at content@WRDE.com and watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature. And also don't forget, on Sundays, if you go to our Facebook page, you can get a sneak peek of the pets we will feature for the upcoming week.
It's 5:55 now. It's time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Yeah, calm, the weather word of the day, Alex.
Yes. Calm is certainly the weather word of the day, and probably the weather word for a long time. Maybe even the next 10 days we're going to be looking at some pretty quiet conditions. Take a look at this view out the door this morning on our Tunnel and Razor camera at the Lewis Yacht Club. Gorgeous view of that sunrise, just a few lingering clouds. They're clearing out of the area. The rest of the day is going to feature mostly sunny skies. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 10-day forecast shows temps climbing up to 88 this afternoon, and then we stay in the 80s through Saturday. 90s return briefly Sunday and Monday, and then 80s and 90s all of next week.
All right, thanks, Alex. Coming up in our next hour, McGinnis lawsuit. The convicted former Delaware auditor takes action against the state's attorney general.
And for the first time ever, there's a proposed minimum tree requirement for developments in Lewis. I'll tell you how this could have an impact on developers.